Welcome to the channel, everyone. This is Dave here. Today we are diving deep into the yearly forecast for 2026 for Taurus Moon and Taurus Risings. 2026 is going to be a year of massive internal shifts and career breakthroughs for you. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the reading. First, let's look at the overall energy for the year based on the planetary placements on January 1st. This sets the stage for everything that follows. Right at the start of the year, there is a 4 planet conjunction or stellium happening in your 8th house. We have the following house lords in this house: Mercury, your 2nd and 5th lord; Venus, your 1st and 6th lord; Sun, your 4th lord; Mars, your 7th and 12th lord. This tells me that 2026 will be a highly transformative year for you and your partner. Specifically, the dynamic of your relationship is going to change for the better. If there's been a lack of respect for boundaries or needs in the past, this is the year you both learn to honor each other's desires. Now, if your connection is strong, this shift actually deepens the bond. But if the relationship was already weak or plagued by constant fights, this 8th house pressure could lead to a breakup. For Taurus, letting go is the hardest thing to do. You like to hold on, but this year you will find your true happiness by releasing what no longer serves you. It sounds counterintuitive, right? But it is exactly what you need. You might also find a new secret hobby or a deep research project that you might become obsessed with this year. It's also the perfect time to finally settle your debts and clear your financial responsibilities. Next, let's look at the nodes. Rahu is in the 10th house and Ketu is in the 4th house. Rahu in the 10th, this is excellent news. Rahu is receiving an aspect from Jupiter, which is a prime indicator for name, fame, and popularity. You are going to be focused on your work and career for the majority of the year. Even on days when you don't feel like getting out of bed, you'll feel this strange magnetic urge to go to work. If you're currently in a job you hate, Rahu is going to transform your mindset so that you actually start to love your productivity. Then Ketu in the 4th. This placement helps you detach from your private life. You won't feel the typical Taurus cravings such as constant rest, relaxation, emotional or comfort food consumption. You will feel naturally satisfied, which allows you to focus on the world outside. However, expect an inner transformation that might cause you to shed some friends or relatives from your inner circle. Your emotional attachments are changing. Now let's talk about Saturn. Saturn for you is your Dharma Karma Adhipati, your 9th and 10th lord. He is sitting in your 11th house. So expect to gain a very solid income this year. But it might just come through honest and diligent work. There's great wealth waiting for you. But it only comes through hard work and sweat. If you have an elder sibling, their health might suffer this year. So keep an eye on them. Then with Mars aspecting Saturn, fights with an elder brother are also possible. There may also be general chaos or drama within your friend groups and professional networks. If you have money in the markets, expect the profits to be slow or low during this time. Saturn doesn't give fast money here, he gives sure money. Then we have your 3rd Lord Moon exalted in your 1st house and receiving an aspect from Saturn. So expect great health, strength, and virility. You're going to feel powerful. However, because the moon is in Taurus, the sign of food and comfort, you might also gain some weight. The good news is that you have the physical power to accomplish any goal you set. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Many of you will find yourself starting an intense exercise routine or hitting the gym more than ever before. Finally, we have your 8th and 11th Lord Jupiter sitting retrograde in your second house of speech and wealth. Meanwhile, the second Lord Mercury is in the 8th house. This creates a Parivartana Yoga and a very strong Dana Yoga. So expect great wealth in an unexpected ways. This is a perfect year for sudden gains, whether it's the stock market, a lottery, or an unexpected inheritance. The potential for a huge influx of cash is very high. Of course, everything ultimately depends on your personal birth chart, but the general sky for Taurus in 2026 is looking very lucrative. Now let's move into the second week of March. Especially on March 13th, we see a massive concentration of energy that is going to put your career right under the spotlight. On this day, your 8th and 11th Lord Jupiter finally turns direct in your second house. But the real story is happening in your 10th house of career. We have a 4-planet conjunction or a stellium. In your 10th house, we have Mars, your 7th and 12th Lord, Mercury, your 2nd and 5th Lord in retrogression, Sun, your 4th Lord, and Rahu. Expect a total shift of focus toward your office and your professional responsibilities. This is a change heavy period. You might see a reshuffling of teams or a complete shift in your daily duties. Your responsibilities are going to increase, but don't let that intimidate you. Here's where it gets interesting. Because retrograde Mercury and Rahu are involved, your brain is going to be working differently. You are going to take a very hard or complex task, something that everyone else is struggling with, and you will use your sharp intelligence to find a highly innovative and easy solution. When you present this to your superiors and colleagues, it's going to leave an impression. Your honor, your status, and your popularity at work will go all the way up, and you will become the person everyone relies on. While you're conquering the office, we have your 1st and 6th Lord Venus joining your 9th and 10th Lord Saturn in the 11th house of gains. This is a classic signature for a boost of earnings. Many of you can expect a promotion or a significant raise during this window. Your hard work is finally starting to reflect in your bank account. Because the 6th Lord Venus is meeting the 9th and 10th Lord Saturn in the house of gains, this is a prime time for healing. If you have been struggling with a recurring disease or a health issue, expect to find the right treatment or strength to become free from it. You're going to feel a lot more solid and healthy. Now that Jupiter is moving direct in your second house and expecting that big 10th house conjunction, the stagnation in your money ends. Expect forward movement in your finances. Your investments from earlier year are finally going to start giving you those good returns you have been waiting for. Because Jupiter also rules the 8th house, keep in mind there might be some emergency expenses that pop out of nowhere. Your wealth might fluctuate slightly, money coming and money going out, but overall, the trend is positive. You are moving forward, not backwards. So March is your month to shine at work and get your health back on track. Use that innovative brain of yours to make your life easier. Now mark your calendars for June 2nd. This is a major turning point in 2026. Your 8th and 11th Lord Jupiter is moving into Cancer and becoming exalted. This is one of the most powerful shifts of the year. But before we talk about Jupiter, let's talk at what's happening in your second house of wealth. On this day, we have a beautiful conjunction of Mercury, your 2nd and 5th Lord, and Venus, your 1st and 6th Lord, right in your second house. This is a very favorable time for your bank account. Expect a new influx of money. But what's interesting here is how the money might come. Because the 5th Lord of creativity and the 1st Lord of self are meeting in the house of income. This is a prime window to learn new artistic skills. If you ever wanted to pick up music, dance, or creative craft, do it now. This isn't just a hobby. During this transit, your artistic skills can actually make you money. You're finding ways to turn your talents into a tangible wealth. At the same time, your fourth lord, the sun, is sitting right in your first house. So expect to become very close to your mother during this period. She might come to visit you, or she may reach out because she needs a bit of your help. Either way, the bond increases. You can expect overall happiness and a sound health profile. Your body is going to feel strong and vibrant. It's a great time to just enjoy being in your own skin. Now let's talk about that exalted Jupiter in your third house. As your 11th lord of gains and 8th lord of Saturn changes, moves into its peak position, things get very big very fast. Expect to gain a sudden following out of nowhere. You are going to meet and make a lot of new friends in a very short amount of time. If you are a content creator or an influencer, this is your golden era. Your community is going to grow significantly. For others, your network is expanding, which is going to bring in increased income from that point onward. People are noticing you and they want to be part of what you're doing. While the growth is great, Jupiter here can make you a bit overconfident. Be very careful while traveling. With the 8th lord involved in the third house of short trips, accidents or minor mishaps can happen if you aren't paying attention. Stay alert on the road. So June is all about taking your creative talents to the next level and watching your social circle explode. It is a high energy time. Just make sure you keep your eyes on the road. Now, as we hit late July, the easy expansion of the early summer starts to require some serious sweat. On July 26th, Saturn turns retrograde in your 11th house. Meanwhile, we have a powerful conjunction in your third house. Your 8th and 11th lord Jupiter meets your 4th lord Sun. This placement is going to push you to work incredibly hard for your own comforts. Taurus, you love a beautiful home, and this is the time where you will be grinding for that extra income, specifically to upgrade your private life. Whether it's that high-end sectional couch you have been thinking of, a massive TV, or just making your living space more luxurious, you are in hustle mode to make it happen. You aren't just wishing for a better home, you are making it happen. However, while you are working to improve the home, the energy inside the home might feel a bit blocked. We have your 1st and 6th lord Venus conjunct Ketu in your 4th house. Expect some obstacles in your private life. You might be craving intimacy or a deep connection with your partner, but they may refuse or feel distant during this time. Don't take it personally. This is just the Ketu effect, creating a temporary detachment. Be patient and give them space. Now is not the time for forced comfort or forced privacy. It's time for building the foundation so you can enjoy later. We also have your 7th and 12th lord Mars sitting right in your first house. On one hand, your energy levels are going to be through the roof. You'll feel like you can take on the world. But remember, Taurus, Mars is a Maraka planet for you. When it sits in your first house, you have to be extremely careful, especially while traveling. Mars here can bring sudden or dangers or troubles on the road. Don't take unnecessary risks. If you're driving, stay focused. If you're traveling long distances, double check your plans. Your physical safety needs to be your top priority right now. Finally, let's look at Saturn, your 9th and 10th lord, moving retrograde in your 11th house. From this position, Saturn is casting its eye on Mars in your 1st house and your 3rd lord, the moon, in the 8th. This is where things get very interesting for your wallet. You are going to start finding highly innovative ways to increase your income. You won't hesitate to try things that other people think are unworthy or too weird to consider. Because of this retrograde energy, your intelligent and unconventional approach to money is going to attract unexpected offers. Some of these opportunities might look strange at first, but if you choose wisely, one of them could turn out to be a literal treasure hunt for you, leading to a massive payoff you never saw coming. So, late July and August are about staying safe on the road, staying patient at home, and keeping your eyes open for those weird money making opportunities. One of them might just change your financial year. Now, we need to talk about October 31st. As we move into the end of the year, the easy street of the summer ends, and we enter a very demanding period. On this day, Jupiter moves into Leo, but the real story is the high tension conjunction happening in your 6th house. In your house of deaths, enemies, and daily routines, we have the following very difficult conjunction: Mercury, your 2nd and 5th lord, retrograde; Venus, your 1st and 6th lord, retrograde; Sun, your 4th lord, debilitated. To make matters even more intense, this entire group is receiving an aspect from a debilitated Mars in your 3rd house. Taurus, expect a dime a dozen obstacle in your path. This is a period where you are going to feel physically and mentally exhausted. You will be stuck dealing with all the tiny annoying details of fixing, coordinating, and managing your daily tasks. On top of that, you will have added responsibilities piled onto your plate. Because Mercury and Venus are retrograde here, your finances are going to slow down. If you are planning on taking out a loan or applying for a credit during this window, expect to face significant hardships and delays. You have to stay under control. This is the time to lean heavily onto your spiritual toolkit. I strongly recommend practicing meditation, pranayama, and yoga. These aren't just options right now, they are requirements to keep your stress levels from boiling over during these harsh times. While 6th house is chaotic, your 8th and 11th lord Jupiter is now sitting in your 4th house alongside Ketu. You are entering a massive transformative cycle in your private life. Taurus, you might find yourself letting go of a lot of people, or perhaps those people will simply drift away from you. Your inner circle is being vetted by the universe right now. Even with the financial slowdown, there is a silver lining. This is actually a very strong window for purchasing material items like a new home or a new car. Despite the daily stress, your fixed assets, the things that give you long-term security, are set to expand. So November is going to test your patience and your management skills. You might feel lonely as people drop out of your circle, but look at your assets. You are building something solid while the world around you feels shaky. Alright, Taurus, mark your calendars for November 25th. This is one of the most pivotal days of 2026. The nodes of destiny, Rahu and Ketu, are finally moving their axis into Capricorn and Cancer. But before we look at the nodes, we have a very intense planetary meeting in your 4th house. On this day, we have a conjunction of your 8th and 11th lord Jupiter with your 7th and 12th lord Mars. Because 8th and 12th house energies are meeting here, I have to be honest, expect to hear some sad news regarding one of your friends or relatives. It's a heavy transit for the social circle, so be prepared to offer support where it's needed. However, there's a beautiful silver lining happening simultaneously. We have a Parivartana Yoga, an exchange of signs between your 4th lord, the Sun, and your 7th lord, Mars. The Sun is in the 7th and the Mars is in the 4th. This is the perfect time for your spouse or partner to become closer to you again. If you have felt a distance or a lack of connection lately, that long lost intimacy is finally returning. The charts are showing a very good intimate times ahead. In fact, this is a prime window for the two of you to go on a vacation together and truly reconnect. Moving to your daily life, Venus and Mercury are still in the 6th house. But here's the good news, they are finally direct. Remember all those dime a dozen obstacles from October? They are getting lifted. your life is finally going to start sailing smoothly again. Most of those frustrating money blocks will vanish, and that heavy burden of responsibility you have been carrying will finally start to feel lighter. You can breathe again. Now let's talk about the big move. Rahu is moving into your 9th house, Capricorn. Rahu here is going to make you question your fundamental beliefs. You might find yourself obsessing over your long-term goals. If there's a bucket list goal that you have been avoiding because it required too much effort, now is the time. Be brave. Focus on your highest ambitions. Rahu is giving you the hunger to achieve something lasting. While Rahu is in the 9th, Ketu moves into your 3rd house, Cancer. In Vedic astrology, a malefic in the 3rd house is usually good, but Ketu has a unique moksha, a liberation nature. This can manifest in 2 ways. You might become somewhat lazy or feel liberated from making any effort at all, or you enter a flow state. You start performing tasks effortlessly, as if you aren't even the one doing them. Use this Ketu energy to work smarter, not harder. When you find that flow, you will achieve more in an hour than most people do in a day. So as we close out November, the world might bring some heavy news, but your home and your career ambitions are reaching a new peak of clarity and intimacy. As we approach the final weeks of 2026, the energy settles into a very stable and rewarding rhythm. On December 11th, the Lord of Karma, Saturn, finally turns direct in your 11th house. This is a massive relief for your long-term goals and your bank account. On the same day, we have a beautiful conjunction of your 2nd and 5th Lord Mercury and your 4th Lord Sun sitting in your 7th house of marriage and partnerships. Taurus, this shift is bringing a surge of intimacy, romance and closeness with your partner. If things were a bit rocky or distant earlier in the year, those days are over. Your marriage or long-term relationship is set to flourish now. Expect your partner to be overall very happy and satisfied with the relationship. This is also a prime time for increased travel, whether it's a quick weekend getaway or a longer international trip. Traveling together right now is going to strengthen your bond even further. Now let's look at Saturn, your 9th and 10th Lord, moving direct in your 11th house of gains. Remember that treasure hunt we talked about back in July? Well, by now you've figured it out. You have finally found the perfect way to make substantial money. The trial and error phase of the retrograde is over. Now is the time to commit yourself 100% to these newfound ways of money making. It could be something as simple as finally selling that book you have been writing, or it could be something more complex like launching and running your own business venture. Whatever your new way is, don't hesitate. Commit to your path and put in the work. The universe is giving you a solid green light to build lasting wealth. And with that, I'll let you all know this is it for the episode, guys. I hope you all enjoy this yearly forecast for 2026 for Taurus Moon and Taurus Risings. If you like this video, please comment below and let me know what you think. And please like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'm Dave and I will see you all in the next one.